Well, I think this year it's suddenly we're seeing brand building and sort of the mass reach coming back in vogue. I think people have gone through that phase of over-targeting. The audience has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, and they realize these people that are outside here aren't responding, aren't able to do it, and the basics of marketing are the more people can hear your message, the more people can buy your product. And so I think we're seeing a return to that, and obviously good news for us. Well, 2025 as a marketing mix, I think, is seeing the return of reach and frequency. And I think audio provides that kind of incremental audience, especially radio. I mean, if you look at most digital, what's interesting about it is that people say, oh, they reach 30%, they reach 30%, they reach 30%, I'll get to 90%. Turns out they got a frequency of 3 because they were all reaching the same audience. Enormous overlap. About the only thing in digital that is not tremendous overlap is podcasting. And then when you look at radio, radio has this over 90% reach in a month and provides this incremental audience for every advertising campaign. So I think that's becoming important. I think also people are finding in their mix next year, they're looking for something that's very efficient to be always on, so they keep a constant presence. The cost of radio plus the reach of radio gives it this unique place in that media mix. And I think people, as we're having discussions, we're finding people are really looking hard at that. Well, when thinking about radio, I think advertisers need to remember it's about a third of the media use every day is audio. So if you're an advertiser and you're not using audio, you're going to go dark for a third of the day. So suddenly this person you're trying to talk to and trying to stay in contact with has gone silent. So I think that becomes very important. And I think also to keep in mind that actually radio is measurable. It wasn't for years, and I think there's still this perception, well, I can't measure radio, I can't measure the performance. You can now, and we're all investing heavily in those tools to allow people to do it. Well, iHeart's excited about a couple of things. One is what might sound a little boring, which is the investments we're making in measurement, so we can help people in planning and understanding the value of their audio investments. And the second thing is we're interested in sports. We just launched the Women's Sports Network, in which we're going to do regularly scheduled throughout the day on all of our radio stations reports on women's sports, and also doing on-demand podcasts as well. And then finally, the Olympics are big this year, and we are the audio home for the NBC coverage of the Olympics. So that's exciting for us as well.